Hi everyone, quick update for the coming week. Funny that I pulled the Hangman card because I've been thinking about it over the weekend and trying to read the energy at the moment and what it felt like. And I thought this feels like Hanged Man energy, and that's the card that came out. So what does this mean? There is, it's like we're in a space between the old and the new, and the space we're in at the moment isn't something that will last, but we need to understand what the purpose of it is. So Hanged Man energy usually goes for months, but I feel like this is around just for a couple of weeks. Generally, it's about waiting and treading water, but while you're doing that, becoming enlightened, and also about pausing to see things in a new way. But I don't feel like we should be entirely like that at the moment. I don't feel like it's a time to be really withdrawn and passive. Bear in mind, we are in the waxing stage of the moon. So we're going from the new moon on the 4th of November. So we need to be growing something new we've started up to the 19th of November, which is the first of three eclipses. It's a full moon eclipse. So despite the Hanged Man energy, I think we need to be getting out doing things, trying things out, taking risks, trying new things, doing trial and error. And the reason for this is some of these things you're trying now in this space between the past and the future will be things that you want to keep and take into the new and keep developing. But some of the things you try out now won't go as well. Maybe some things you think you want in the future or you want and you think will go well won't. But you're not going to know until you try them out and then know whether to discard new things or ideas or activities. So you won't know until you try, okay? Some things you just need to have a go at and work through. Okay, I've got a couple of symbols for us that have come to me over the weekend. First is the oak tree. So I looked up the meaning of this. In Celtic belief, the oak tree represents persistence and a greater force that can't be stopped from growing. The Druids, who were the priestly class of the Celtic people, really had a role as philosophers, judges, and advisors, passing on wisdom to people. The oak tree was a sacred tree for the Druids, and they'd have feasts under the oak tree and perform their religious rites under oak trees because it was such a sacred tree. They'd also harvest mistletoe from oak trees, and they'd use that in spells. So very important sacred tree. So if you can find an oak tree, if they grow near where you live, I'd suggest sitting under the tree, putting your hands on the tree and doing any sort of thinking or reflection or meditation that you do under the protection and the guidance of the tree. And if you're not sure what to ask for, just ask the tree to give you what you need, whether it's healing, love, support, strength, or anything else. So that's the oak tree. Excuse me, clearing my throat. The other symbol I've got this week is horses. So horses representing freedom without restraint. Without the restraints we put on horses of bridles and saddles and bits and barriers around where they can move. Freedom without restraint. The horses are free souls. Another thing about horses is that they group together for protection when a storm is brewing. So another message from the symbol of the horse is strength in unity. And actually, that's the moral of one of the stories that I've read. I've started recording a few children's stories for this channel. They are aimed at children, so the comments are disabled. But you know what? The morals in these old fairy tales, Aesop's fables, Hans Christian Andersen, Brothers Grimm stories, the morals are timeless and ageless and, relevant to adults just as much as children, particularly at this time. So yes, strength in unity, freedom without restraint, and the wisdom and the protection of the oak tree. Okay, have a good week, everyone. Bye-bye.